Hi again, everybody. We're at Old Burdick's Bar and Grill in downtown Kalamazoo, ready for another edition of the Bronco Coaches Show. As we talk Western Michigan football, we'll visit with Kevin Cataldo, the women's cross-country coach as well, and Elaine Russell looks ahead to some big events coming up on campus. But first, joined now by head football coach Lance Taylor after one of the wildest games I've ever been a part of in 41 years doing Bronco football. 5-hour delay in between action, but got it in and got the W.
I tell you what, Robin, I have never been more proud of a team and an organization, just how we handled all the adversity that we went through on Saturday. Winning is hard, but winning it when it's that wild is really hard. You know, we overcame a 17-point deficit. There was a hailstorm. There was a 5-hour and 5-minute delay, all those things. And our guys just kept weathering the storm, kept fighting back adversity. And, you know, one of the things that this team has done this year that I don't think people are giving us enough credit for, we keep finding ways to win. And last year, we kept finding ways to lose. And I tell you what, that's a mark of a really good team. You know, we haven't played our best ball yet. We keep getting better, and we keep finding ways to win. And so for that, I'm proud of our team. I think winning in this league is hard. We've talked about it. But when you have to overcome that much adversity, I was so proud of not only how the players responded, our staff, our strength staff, our nutritionists. It takes a lot to keep guys happy and healthy and ready to go for 5 hours when you're sitting there waiting.
We'll talk about that delay here in a minute. Let's go back to the start of the game. Coach, you got off to a great start at Ball State, not so much against Akron as they jumped out to a 17-0 lead. They had some huge chunk plays, and they were able to get that 3-score lead on you.
Yeah, I tell you what, we did not start very well this week. We started really well last week, and, you know, again, just finding different ways to win games and different ways to overcome adversity. But we've got to eliminate the self-inflicted wounds early in the game. I mean, when you look at what Akron's offense did to us, you know, we couldn't get a rhythm on our offense, but their offense, you know, the explosive plays were really what killed us. We played pretty well except for 3 plays. When you give up a 60-yarder, a 52-yarder, and a 43-yarder, you're going to give up a lot of points. And so we've got to learn to eliminate those mistakes, those explosive plays, which are giving up big plays, because for most of the game, we're playing pretty well, but we've got to learn how to play consistent football and winning football in all 3 phases. But again, the grit and resolve to overcome is what's really important. And there's going to be some highs and lows in each game. I mean, you've been around this league long enough to know, I mean, the MAC is competitive each week. The parity is so close. You know each team is going to bring it every week, and that's why they call it MACtion. It's wild, man.
It really is. And how about the game changing on a punt play? You know, to be honest with you, the game at Wisconsin changed on a punt play, not to your favor, but this one went the other way as you guys got a big break on a muff punt in the end zone. And how about Josh Franklin covering that football? He was the happiest guy in Kalamazoo.
Well, I'll tell you what, that game probably single-handedly helped change the game and the momentum. We're down 17-0. We're having to punt again, which is not ideal. Ryan Milmore bombs a punt. I mean, just bombed it. And, you know, the hail started coming down, and I thought it was another sign that I'd done something wrong, but, you know, it wound up working in our favor. And I tell you what, you know, Josh Franklin runs down there. His effort on punt team has been excellent. Just the coverage. He forces the turnover and then recovers it. His first touchdown as a Bronco. But you could just feel the energy then and the belief. And, you know, we just needed a spark, and that's what we needed in this game was a spark to kind of get us going in the right direction. And once we got that, we didn't look back.
And then the turnovers started for the Akron Zips, and you were a part of creating the turnovers. That was the first one. Then there was another one, a fumble on the sideline that Bilal Kone came up with, and bam, you were in the end zone pretty quickly. Kenny Womack with the touchdown on that pass from Hayden Wolf.
Yeah, well, I think when you look at the difference in this game, right, I mean, they had 4 turnovers. We had 0. When they had 4 turnovers, we scored on every single one of them. We talked this week, I talked to our coaching staff and also our team about playing complementary football. I thought one of the things that we had not done a great job of early in the season in our first 5 games was when the offense was playing really well, our defense was not playing as well. When our defense was playing really well, our offense couldn't score points. We just could not. I mean, it was like the turnover in Marshall. Defense gets us a turnover to really take the lead in the game, and our offense can't capitalize. So playing complementary football was one of our challenges this week, especially to our staff, and I thought we did an excellent job of that. You mentioned the 4 turnovers, but we scored points on every single one of them, and so those points wound up costing them really the game.
Got the short field, went down and scored 4 plays, 58 yards. Kenny Womack in the back of the end zone, great throw, awesome catch. Now you're just 3 points behind, and then you get another interception, this one by Isaiah Paul, who's finding a way to get out there on the field. And we had just mentioned his name. He had just come in, and boom, he gets a pick and sets up another score to take the lead.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of firsts there on the game this weekend, and Isaiah Paul coming in, getting his first interception. He should have had his first and second interception there late in the half. He would have had his first touchdown in the Bronco if he would have made that second interception, because that was going to be a pick 6. But he came in, played really well for us. Really proud of how he stepped up. Damari Roberson, who you'll hear from later, I thought he played excellent in this game for our defense. He caused one of the first turnovers. Really. Puts the ball on the ground, and we're able to recover it. And Buckley, who's also here with us today, came back and had 103 yards, had some big runs in that game for us. And so we really had we played complementary football. We had multiple guys stepping up, and right now we're playing winning football as a team. We just have to eliminate some of our own self-inflicted wounds.
Not only did Jalen Buckley have a nice game running the football with the few carries he had, over 100 yards, he threw the big block that sprung Brock Lowry into the end zone for a touchdown that gave you the lead.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of selfless guys that are great teammates. I tell you what, this is the best group of guys that I've been around in a locker room because of their love for each other, and they just want to play hard for each other. They don't care who's getting the ball, whether it's them, whether it's their teammate. They don't care who's getting the spotlight or who's getting the love. They just want to win, and they want to play hard for each other, and there's something special brewing here right now. And, I'll say this again. To me, us being able to find ways to win is so underrated right now, because it is so hard to win, and especially when you get down in these days and ages, it's easy to let the momentum get away from you. 17 points turns into 21 points, turns into a blowout, but we just keep fighting back, man, and finding ways to win.
Your defense turned the ball over to the offense with just over minutes to go in the second quarter, and you worked it down there for a field goal by Luka Zurich. And the Broncos were on top 24-17 at the half. They got the football to start the second half and went down and scored. But you came right back, and on another turnover was Popeye Williams recovered a fumble, and then a couple of plays later, Kavion Mack is into the end zone, and that young man's really coming on.
Yeah, I tell you, we didn't start the first or second half well enough or fast enough. We allowed them to come out and go right down the field and score after taking a 7-point lead into half. And so we got to learn we got to start faster in the half. But then we come back and defense gets us a turnover. And, Popeye Williams' first turnover as a Bronco. He's a transfer from Louisville who's played really well for us the last couple of weeks. So really proud of Popeye. And then you mentioned Kavion Mack. You want to talk about a guy who has overcome adversity. This is his first touchdown as a Bronco. He was here originally on the team when I was here, had some academic trouble, and was not a part of the team for a while, and really worked really hard in the classroom to make sure that he was going to get right, because I told him that's what he needed to do, and that comes first, his education. And then he came back and asked me, Coach, can I walk on to be he just wanted to be a part of this program, and I think that shows a lot. He loves his teammates. He loves what we're doing here. He walked on to be a part of what we're doing this season. He's been an excellent role player, been an excellent backup to our starters, and he got his chance to start in this game and play a ton, and he took advantage of it. So super proud of him.
Bronco fans, you're going to see a lot more of number 24 out there on the field. He does a lot of things for the offense. Well, then you went into halftime, came back out. They scored a touchdown to start the second half. You came back, got that Kavion Mack touchdown, and right after that, the lightning came, and it was time to take a break. Little did we know it was going to be a 5-hour break. We'll come back and talk about that next. You're on the Bronco Coaches Show from Old Burdick's. Coming right back.
Burdick's has burgers, not burgers, burgers. All natural, honest to bigness, bona fide, aged steak, beef, burgers. Or chickpea, And Verdicts has beer, not beer. Beer. Whether it's winning the big game or winning at life, it all happens right here at Old Verdicts.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg. If you've been driving around, you've noticed empty lots and no new cars. We understand how frustrating this can be. That's why we've done the legwork for you. We're getting in CPO shipments from coast to coast to bring you the best late model vehicles with certified warranties. Don't get taken advantage of with markups on new and used cars. We make sure you get the best value for your car buying dollar. Maple Hill Auto Group, for value like no other.
Robin Hook back with you at Old Verdicts Bar and Grill in the Radisson in downtown Kalamazoo. We're here every Monday around this time for the Bronco Coaches Show. You can pick it up online. Even if you miss it live, you can catch the replays by going to WMUBroncos.com on the YouTube page and watch the telecast. We're happy to be here on Mondays. And I'll tell you what, it was a game that I've never been a part of before with a 5-hour delay. Been a part of some weather delays before, but not 5 hours. Coach, what'd you do for 5 hours?
You try not to drive yourself crazy. I mean, as a player and coach, you're sitting there and all you want to do, you're on edge. You just want to play and you want to get out there and you want to finish the game. And I tell you what, I've got to give a credit to, some people here because I thought what we did, we had talked about a rain delay or weather delay protocol as a staff, and our staff executed it perfectly. Jonathan Check, our director of football operations, Connor Coker, our equipment manager, Paige Robbins, our nutritionist, Katie Rowland, our strength staff, G2, and our trainer, Kyle Schiller, and his staff really did an excellent job. I mean, when you talk about a 5-hour delay, trying to help players, one, manage their emotions, their adrenaline, all the things so that they're not too ready to play, but then when it comes time, they're ready to play. But also just hydrating and the nutrition part of it, that's a long time. And just knowing exactly what to do with your players for that long is really tough. I thought our support staff did an excellent job. I just want to thank them for all their hard work. I mean, Katie Rowland's back there making waffles for the guys, making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the guys. I mean, making, protein shakes for the guys. I mean, she worked her tail off during those 5 hours. And it just takes an army to try to take care of our guys, and I thought our guys did a nice job relaxing, getting off their feet, making sure that mentally that they were ready to go when it was time.
The other issue was you thought you were going to be ready to go. You got them all suited back up again. You went into the Sealy Center to warm up, and that was a false alarm.
Yeah, I think that one was the hardest. I mean, we got them ready to go. We get into the indoor, and they were ready to go. I mean, they were amped, and we thought it was go time, and then they send us back into the locker room. That almost was the hardest part of the whole delay.
Well, you finally got it in, and great finish. I mean, you guys came out with a purpose and got the job done, finished the deal.
Yeah, I was really proud of how our players came out. I think that they came out with an intensity and a passion and ready to play. I mean, they wanted to finish that game. I will give them credit. They were sitting there and that, coach, we're ready. We want to finish. I think us at that point in the game, we felt a lot of confidence in how we were going to finish that game. And we came out and, our energy and passion and then execution to finish was really impressive. I'm really proud of how our guys finished, and I thought we were more ready and more handled that better than the other team. But I tip my hat off to Coach Moorhead and Akron, the way that they came in, the way that they played. He has really done a nice job changing that program, and they took it to us early. And I know that wasn't the result that they wanted, but really tip my hat to those guys.
Zips have a good team. They're going to win some games here in the remainder of the Mid-American Conference schedule, but that game in particular, I mean, turnovers are huge in the game of football, but that game really showed how important turnovers are, and you produced 4 and didn't turn it over. How big was that?
Yeah, well, we talk every week. One of the biggest indicators of wins or losses is the turnover margin. And we got 4 turnovers, and we gave them 0. And that was the difference in the game. And we talk every day about takeaways on defense and special teams, and we always talk about taking care of the football offensively. We were able to do that, and it was the difference in the game. Really proud of our guys. And when you can take care of the football like we did and get takeaways and extra possessions like we did, we can really be a force as we head down the stretch here.
We're going to hear from a couple of your guys on offense and defense. Damari Roberson is here. We're going to hear from Damari. He's a veteran. What a guy to have in the middle of your defense.
Yeah, Damari is a captain. He's on our leadership council. He's a guy that's overcome so much adversity. He and I have gotten really close, building a great relationship since he's been here. And I thought he played his best game on Saturday. I tell you what, I was really proud of the way that he came out and played. He forced one of the fumbles that we recovered. He was really flying all over the field. He was physical. He showed up in the run game and pass game. And he's just gotten better and better each week. And, he's really challenged himself. One of the things that I appreciate was, a couple of weeks ago and early in the season, he really challenged himself, and he said, hey, I'm not playing well enough. I've got to play better. You're going to get your best from me, and told, his coaches and teammates that. And, we have. And I think it takes a confident individual and a great leader to step up and take ownership of that. And he did. And, and then, we've also got Buckley here, Billy White Shoes Buckley, as I call him, tiptoeing down the sideline on Saturday. And he did an excellent job on limited carries to have 103 yards for us. But, we're better when he's in the lineup. Getting him back is such an added boost. But, I think with our offensive line, and then you look at the combination of Jaden Nixon, Buckley, and then Oldie, we've got the best backfield in the MAC. And that's not even close.
No question about it. Jalen Buckley had 7 carries, but he rushed for 103 yards, had a 61-yarder in there that set up a score for you. That's 14, almost 15 yards of carry, Coach. You'll take that.
I'll take it. That's pretty good in most places, I think.
And they were really stacking the box. Their game plan was to stop your run game, and they tried, and they did early, but not late.
Yeah, they had a great game plan. Again, credit Coach Moorhead and his staff. They were going to commit 9, 10, 11 hats to the box, force us to throw the football, not allow us to run the football. And I think if you're playing our team right now, that should be no surprise to us as coaches. And that's where we've got to, make sure that we take advantage of that when they're stacking the box. But we were really close early on, just couldn't get anything going. They really committed to the run and stopped us early. But that's why you stick with the run game. You stay patient, because some of those 2-yard blows, some of those 3-yard runs really start to become, 10, 12, 15, 20-yard runs there at the end. Those body blows really add up in the run game, and it's really a war of attrition.
And here we are. 2 games into the conference season. There are only 3 MAC unbeatens, and the Broncos are one of them. Ohio is undefeated in the conference. Buffalo is undefeated in the conference, and Western Michigan undefeated in the MAC. Everyone else has at least 1 loss. And, Coach, you meet up with the Buffalo Bulls on the road this weekend. Coach Limbo's got them playing well.
Coach Limbo's an excellent coach. I've known him for a long time. He does an excellent job and has won everywhere he's been. I tell you what, he's got this team playing at a really high level. They've beaten Toledo and Northern Illinois. 2 of the top powers in our conference and 2 of the best teams in our conference. They've already beat them. They're undefeated in the conference. They're going to be tough to play there on the road. I think their punter and their linebacker were just named, MAC Players of the Week because of their performances this past week against Toledo. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. Listen, it doesn't matter what we've done or that we're 2-0. What we have to do this week is prepare every single day to go 1-0. And if we do the things that it takes every single day during the week to prepare the right way and then go execute on Saturday, we'll give ourselves a chance against a really good football team, but it's going to take our best there in Buffalo on Saturday.
Then you come home and play Kent State. Not going to talk about that game in particular, but how about this guy right here? Mr. Gold right here. You're going to be wearing those on homecoming, huh?
Yeah, just announced our homecoming all gold unis that were designed, and I think that's a great look. There's been great feedback. Our players are excited about them, and really, we love playing in front of our home crowd. That's the one thing that I forgot to say. I want to thank our fans for what they did on Saturday night, man. I mean, they showed up again, showed up and showed out. It was a great atmosphere, and then for them to wait 5 hours, whether go home or wherever they were, to come back in the stands after the lightning delay and still raining there at midnight. I can't thank them enough. The support here has been awesome, and what they do, the energy that they bring, our players feed off of. And after the game, it was just awesome. I mean, they were shouting and high-fiving, and they were fired up because we were 2-0. We got the win, and it was a great atmosphere. It was fun to be a part of.
Well, you got the lead on October 12th, and you finished it off on October 13th. It's in the W column, Coach. Congratulations, and good luck this week at Buffalo.
Thanks, Robin, and go Broncos.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back to verdicts in our Bronco Coaches Show and talk with a couple of student athletes, some outstanding members of this Western Michigan football team. Damari Roberson and Jalen Buckley join us next. Back after this timeout.
It all started with a war hero and wounded warrior. Seeley began on Portage Road in Kalamazoo in 1963. A lot has happened since then, and a lot has changed. But at Seeley, the more things changed, the more they stayed the same. Trust, customer service, and community.
I'm Lindsay Tarpley. Happy 60-year anniversary, Seeley Auto Group, from your friends and community partners at World Champion Soccer Academy. Go Broncos!
Get a fresh view in Kalamazoo. Wander museums, catch a show, and see a classic or two. Unwind, open up, try something new. Bike around, make a splash, and explore nature's hue. Hit the trails, grab a bite, then relax with a brew. Be curious, get loud. There's so much to do. Find all this and more in Kalamazoo.
Back at Old Burdick's Bar and Grill, downtown Kalamazoo in the Radisson. We're here on Mondays talking Western Michigan University athletics, Bronco football. The topic today, after a big 34-24 come from behind win over the Akron Zips at Waldo Stadium on Saturday. Joined now by Damari Roberson and Jalen Buckley, two key members of this Broncos squad. Let's start with Damari, and I'll tell you what, they got off to a great start, but you guys battled back, didn't give up, and got the W.
Yes, sir. We all about finishing the game. Sometimes we don't start as fast as we want. We know what we got to work on, so that's just part of our game we got to work on.
They got good players, too. That's a really good Akron team. In particular, number 15, their wide receiver, Norton, he was slippery.
Yeah, he was pretty good out there. He was elusive, real elusive.
And the running back, Simmons, he had some big plays. But you finally dialed it in. You got him stopped. Key play was that fumbled punt, muff punt that Josh Franklin jumped on. I mean, he was really happy after covering that football.
Yes, sir. That's one of our young guys, and he's just coming up every week, getting better, just like the rest of the defense.
You know, a game can turn on any play. That one was the key play, I thought, in the game, because once you got that turnover, you got on the board. Now all of a sudden, even though you were down by 10, the Broncos had the momentum.
Yes, sir. That was most definitely the turning point for us.
All right, then the turnovers started, and they started turning the football over, and you guys were a big part of that. right after that muff punt, you got a turnover. It was a fumble over there on the sideline. I think it was Bilal that covered it up, and you guys had great field position.
Yes, sir. We was after that turnover that turned us up. We were getting our swagger back, confidence.
I think you were on the field for that play. Did you pop that one out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Show us the technique on knocking a football out. Did you do it, punch that thing out?
Yeah. You just got to see it in and then put your hand where your eyes at. That's all
right.
it is.
You popped it out of there, and Bilal got it before it went out of bounds, and now you got the football, and you turn it back over to Jalen and Hayden and the Bronco offense, and it didn't take long for them to get in the end zone, and wow, it's a new football game.
Oh, yeah, those guys always do their thing. So we just got to get the ball in their hands.
All right, so now it's getting closer, and they get the football back, and then Isaiah Paul comes up with a pick. We haven't seen much of Isaiah. He's been banged up a little bit, but he made a nice play.
Yeah, he's a ball hawk on our back end there, and we need him. He's a big part for our defense.
That sets up another score, and you're right back in the football game. You ended up taking the lead at the half, and then you came out. They got the football in the third quarter, went down and scored, tied it back up. But then the Broncos got another turnover. It was Popeye Williams covering a football. Now, Popeye, he's got a great name, and he's a really good football player.
Yes, he is. He's a good addition to our defense. We need him, and he's a dog.
He came up with that ball, and then Kavion Mack. I know you guys love Kavion. I mean, what he's been through to get back on the team, and then score his first touchdown. Everybody was happy for Kavion.
Yeah, I didn't even know what to say. I just jumped around yelling.
That dude, he fills out his uniform for a wide receiver. I mean, he's one of the bigger wideouts you're going to see out there, 6'2", 215, 220.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My guy. That's my guy.
All right, and then you get ready to kick off, and I'm telling you, there was some serious lightning going on, and I'm not a big fan of lightning, and I know you guys aren't either. And into the locker room you went, thought it'd be a little, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, hour at the most. First hour went by, then the second hour went by. We were into the third hour, and we thought, hey, we're going to play. We saw you guys trot into the Sealy Center. We're going to get this game going, and then, oops, you had to go back and sit for another 2 hours.
Yeah, that was pretty hard, but we knew as a team that we had to keep our energy up because once you lose that energy, it's almost impossible to get it back.
So how do you keep that energy up? I know you might probably watch some other games, play some cards. What do you do?
You play a little tic-tac-toe, and you just hang out with the guys. Quality time. We needed that time.
Quality time. And then finally, were they keeping you updated that you were going to play, or maybe it's going to be Sunday you would finish it? What were they telling you?
At first it was a little quiet, but Coach was coming in and out of the locker room letting us know that we wanted to play this game, and we were letting him know that we were wanting to play this game that night.
And you got to be getting hungry. I mean, goodness, you're in there for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Like he said, the nutritionist, Katie, they had ordered us Jimmy John's. So we got a couple half sandwiches in there.
Shout out for them. And then finally you got to come back out, and you guys were warming up, and both teams were ready to go. And you're able to get it done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That, like I said, we just kept the energy up, and it translated to the field. That's what we needed.
It was a sweet sight to see Hayden Wolf take a knee at, I believe, 12:05 or something like that, and the game was over Sunday morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, hand that over to Jalen Buckley. Let's talk with this guy. He was a freshman All-American last year. He rushed for over 1,000 yards. He was the MAC Freshman of the Year, and he came out in the Wisconsin game and was running all over the field. Then he got banged up a little bit, but he's back. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I just want to credit all of that to, everyone in the facility, especially my trainers. It was definitely tough for me just because I've never really dealt with an injury that's kept me out for that long of a time. So I just want to give all my thanks to, one, God, and then the trainers at our facility.
Jalen Buckley has really been in the weight room. He wasn't that big, was he, last year, Damari?
No.
I tell you what, this guy's put on some muscle and pays off. When watching you run, you get so many yards after contact, man.
I think I credit that to also the nutrition staff, and then especially like Coach said earlier, G2 and our strength staff. I mean, just going through the summer workouts and everything like that. And then as the season goes on, keeping that strength we had from the summer and just the way they organize practice and stuff like that, we get to build muscle as well. So, I mean, that yards after contact, like our coach said, always get that +2 after someone hits you.
All right, this Akron defense, they were bound and determined to stop the Western Michigan running attack because everybody knows that's the Broncos' bread and butter. That's where you want to be, running the football and making plays and eating out the clock. And they were determined not to let you guys run the football, especially early in the game.
Yeah, early in the game, they had given us what we expected, maybe a little more than what we expected. But like I said, the coaches on our training staff, we go to the sideline. We've got the iPads this year. We look at the iPads, correct what we need to correct, and then I thought we showed it. But, I mean, going out there and correcting our mistakes.
Yeah, credit to the staff. They mixed some passes in there, but really, Broncos' identity is to run the football and get physical and yards after contact, and it started to happen. You were starting to get some holes. Those big old linemen up front were getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely great to have all 5 of those guys, veteran guys up there in the front, led by Jake Gideon. But, I mean, it's great, especially for us backs in the backfield, me, Jaden Nixon, Oldie, as we call him. I mean, we can't do nothing but credit those big guys up front for making those holes.
You didn't have a lot of carries, but finally you were able to pop one for 61 yards, and I thought you might get into the end zone. They got you down there inside the 10, but talk about that, Ron Jalen.
Like we have been talking about all game, the O-line doing what they do, me on my track, just doing what our coaches taught us to do since day one. Saw the safety come down, bounced it out. I was just running. Got to get in the end zone, but next time.
All right, and the Broncos' potential on offense is unlimited now because the pass is starting to come along. You didn't have one of your top receivers, Booch, but you got Womack in there now, and you got tight ends that can catch the football. Kavion Mack is coming on. You have Dudon, who's really breaking out, a young wide receiver who's got some weapons out there to throw to.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the way we've been running the ball and the way our O-line has protected us and the quarterback, and I mean, that only opens up the pass game, especially play action. I think going throughout the season, we knew that this was going to be the plan to be as balanced as possible, especially with the backs we have. Like Coach said, we have a 3-headed monster back there. So the more they focus in on us, I mean, you just named all those receivers. I mean, they're just getting more open every week.
All right, Jaden Nixon's doing a great job, too, back there for you, along with Oldie.
Yeah, I mean, I love those guys. I don't know what else to say. Every day, it makes it better coming into the facility knowing you have 2 other guys that are trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do, that take the wear and tear off of your body during the game, and so that you split those carries. And I don't think a defense could really hang with all 3 of us. I don't think when we come in the game or when one goes in the game and the other comes in and being fresh, I don't think a defense can really handle that.
One more for both of you. The culture that Coach Taylor has brought to Western Michigan football, it's been now over a year. What's that been like for the guys and the team?
I think it's been amazing. I think you could see it on the field and just the translation, especially from year one to year 2, just seeing how people work every day in and out. Yeah.
Damari, how do you answer that one with Coach Taylor's culture and the staff that he's brought in and the mindset that you guys take every day to the football complex and then each week for the games?
I would say he's brought the competitive edge back. Everybody in the building, we want to be the best. And if there's a week where we're down, we're still striving to be the best. So he's brought that competitive edge back to the building.
Outstanding. Well, got a big challenge this week against Buffalo. We'll be there, and good luck against the Bulls. All right, let's keep this thing going.
Thank you.
Damari Roberson and Jalen Buckley of the Western Michigan football team. Coming up, we'll shift gears and talk cross country with Kevin Cataldo, the women's cross country coach. Got a special event coming up we want to talk about and get the lowdown on his team so far this fall. That's next on the Bronco Coaches Show from Old Burdicks. Now this time out.
How far do you have to go to find a great deal on a new Ford SUV?
Not too far.
How about a new Ford F-150?
Not too far.
How about for basic maintenance and service?
Not too far at all. With Dorrance Ford's mobile service, we'll come to you.
Nice.
Now's the time to buy because we're making room for the 2025 Fords and moving out the 24s. Come in now for the best selection. Dorrance Ford is proud to support Bronco Athletics. Shop Dorrance Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
Burdick's has burgers, not burgers. Burgers. All natural, honest to bigness, bona fide, aged steak, beef, burgers. Or chickpea. And Burdick's has beer, not beer. Beer. Whether it's winning the big game or winning at life, it all happens right here at Old Burdick's.
Wow One Day Painting is a precision team of professional painters who plan and prepare perfection and then deliver it with precision to make your home look and feel brand new in just one day. Wow! The magic show begins when a gorgeous van stops in front of your home and a precision team steps out wearing perfect uniforms and big happy smiles. What happens next is going to blow your mind. Wow! One Day Painting. Go to wowOneDay.com.
Robin Hook back with you on the Bronco Coaches Show. We're at Old Burdick's Bar and Grill, downtown Kalamazoo in the Radisson. Here on Mondays around noon for 45 minutes to an hour talking Western Michigan University athletics. And pleased to be joined now by cross-country coach, track and field coach, Kevin Cataldo. And the cross-country team is well into their season. Coach, how's it going so far?
It's going all right. I mean, we don't have too many opportunities to compete throughout the year. You put a high emphasis on training, and then we're only 3 meets in, and we only have one more regular season meet left, and then we start our postseason. So it goes quick. It's a couple months long, but it goes by pretty quick.
You really dial it in for the Mid-American Conference Championships, and that's just down the road.
Yeah, our goal with everybody in the program is we focus on championships. So conference and beyond is really our emphasis. Everything leading to that is a learning moment and making adjustments, trying some things out, and just building fitness really throughout. So it's just kind of getting to that championship portion of the season and being detailed and ready to roll.
You were busy in the springtime into June because you had a national qualifier. How is that going, and some of your standout performers so far?
Yeah, going well. I mean, as you said, we had four women qualify for the first round of NCAAs. That was the first time we had done that in a number of years. And I think the thing that I like the most about it is it was in every different event group. We had a distance runner, we had a thrower, we had a jumper, we had a hurdler. So we really represented our program and how balanced we want to be. It's a long season, and getting into June is always the goal, and it makes it feel a lot better when you get that far into the season and you still have people representing Western Michigan on the national stage.
It takes a lot of dedication to be a runner. I mean, I can't run across this room, and I'm ready to sit down and have lunch. But your athletes are amazing, and they run every day. They have to do what they need to do as an athlete.
Absolutely. We kind of joke that our sport is your sport's punishment. That being said,
that's good. I like that.
Even seeing different event groups and everything, like sprinters, jumpers, hurdlers, throwers, they all kind of look at the distance athletes like they're crazy, because a warm up for some of my athletes might be 2 or 3 miles of easy running, and then they'll go do their race, and then they might have 3 or 4 miles cooling down, and everyone thinks we're crazy, but that's just who we are.
Talk about a couple of your top performers.
So far this season, we're very young. We went from probably being one of the oldest teams in the conference. Last year we had 3 sixth-year seniors and a 5th year to probably the youngest team in the conference. Out of 16 women, we have 10 of them are either freshmen or sophomores. So, standout for us so far has been Lily Zelasco. I mean, she's been our number 1 runner in every competition that she's competed in. We kind of saw that coming last year at the end of track season. But everyone else has really stepped up, and I think this is the best thing for a cross-country coach to have, not know the order of your roster. I mean, we've had Brooke Soper be our number 2. We've had Lily Overton transferred in from Iona. She was our number 1 at one point. Everyone stepped up from Lauren St. Crant, Delaney Knoll, Grace Aranda. She's transferred from Valpo. So we've had a lot of people filling that. Even another freshman coming in from Portugal, Laura Machado. She was our number 2 at the home meet. So we don't really know the order, and that's a great place to be in because if somebody has an off day, we know their teammate's going to bail them out.
All right, when's your next big meet?
Coming up this weekend, we're going to hit the road and go to Madison, Wisconsin for the pre-national championships. So you get to preview the national championship course. Madison, beautiful area, one of the nicest courses in the country and that these kids will ever see. And this is by far the highest competition we're going to see this season, aside from the national championships. And this is probably the fastest meet in the country throughout the year is always going to be the pre-national meet.
All right, you can get all the lowdown on women's cross country, track and field team, Kevin's squad at WMUBroncos.com. There's also another event coming up that you're putting on during homecoming week, a 5K fundraiser. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're excited. We kind of put our heads together on what we could do to get out in the community and also raise some money for the program. And we thought homecoming 5K. And I know that there used to be a homecoming 5K on the day of homecoming, which is a lot. There's a lot of moving parts on homecoming. So we decided why not have it be the official kickoff of homecoming week and make it the Sunday before. So that way, logistically, it's a little easier. And then we get people out on campus and we start building some excitement for that gold rush over there. And might I say that I love that uniform. That's awesome.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, so we're getting excited about that. Hopefully more people in the community keep signing up, run our beautiful campus. It's pretty hilly, as those that have gone here know. It's a pretty hilly campus, but any of those in the local community looking to run the Kalamazoo Marathon, it'll just be kind of a training for that, getting ready for some of those hills.
So that's coming up this coming Sunday?
Yeah, this coming Sunday at 8 a.m. Registration goes through all the way through Saturday night. We're really excited to get as many people out as possible. We've done a lot of footwork. A lot of local businesses have partnered with us in sponsorship, and a lot of moving parts in this. I'm just coming to learn, especially trying to do it throughout the season. But we're really excited. My staff has done a phenomenal job of really doing a lot of the grunt work in the off season for them. They're still coaching kids right now, but their season starts in December, and they're taking a lot of brunt of this for me, and I really appreciate all they've done.
So get on WMUBroncos.com. You can find out about that and register. And Coach, when you organize a 1K, give me a call. I'm in for the 1K.
We'll make it all downhill too.
Kevin Cataldo, women's track and cross country coach. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with your events and the rest of the season.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Take another break. We'll come back and look ahead to all the activities coming up for homecoming in a couple of weeks. Now time out from Old Burdick's on the Bronco Coaches Show.
Burdick's has burgers, not burgers, burgers. All natural, honest to bigness, bona fide, aged steak, beef, burgers. Or chickpea. And Burdick's has beer, not beer, beer. Whether it's winning the big game or winning at life, it all happens right here at Old Burdick's.
Get a fresh view in Kalamazoo. Wander museums, catch a show, and see a classic or two. Unwind, open up, try something new. Bike around, make a splash, and explore nature's hue. Hit the trails, grab a bite, then relax with a brew. Be curious, get loud. There's so much to do. Find all this and more in Kalamazoo.
Back on the Bronco Coaches Show, our final segment as we look ahead to homecoming and all the activities coming up. Joined now by Senior Associate Athletic Director Elaine Russell. And Elaine, before we talk about homecoming, what an event this weekend. I mean, what a week for the Broncos. Nothing but dubs.
Yeah, we had a lot of winning this weekend. Women's soccer went 2-0, volleyball went 2-0, men's soccer won on the road, football won. So, yeah, dubs up all the way around.
Hockey got their season underway, home and home with fairness. And that's all we do around here is win, right?
All we do is win. That's what we played after the 5-hour rain delay at the end of the game.
That's right. And 5-hour rain delay. Well, it was more of a lightning delay. You can play football in the rain. We also had some slushy hail that was falling down too during the course of that game. It wasn't the hail, it wasn't the rain. It was that nasty lightning, and there were some really bad lightning bolts coming down from our vantage point up at the top of Waldo Stadium. But that's an administrator's nightmare when you have situations like that.
Yeah, we were all huddling together and telling stories and things of where we've been or how we've handled this. And actually, this is the first time in all of my career that I've had a lightning delay, as you mentioned, quite like this. So definitely interesting to sit through. Most of those decisions were made by Kiana Smith, our Senior Associate for Internal Operations, and Matt Kulik. Shout out to their staff and that crew. Matt was in constant contact with local weather experts to make sure we had the exact window and time, try to time it up just right that we could get this in. Then, of course, keeping our athletic director, Dan Bartholomew, up to date. And then Akron's AD was here too, so they were having a lot of conversations about the right time and conversing with the conference office as well.
So that's good. You left the logistics stuff to the rest of the staff, but you put on one tremendous party that wasn't affected by anything, and that was a outstanding event from what I heard with the folks that showed up to see Kyle do his thing, and a great turnout by the students. So Elaine got her job done.
Yeah. When I was watching the weather for the day, I'm like, well, they'll at least get this in, and we'll get everybody in the stadium before any kind of weather hits. So that was a good thing. But yes, this was our third annual Buster's Block Party. We had an artist by the name of Kyle, who is in the R&B hip hop genre, and this is the second year we've partnered with CAB, Campus Activities Board, to engage more student organizations on campus. And they selected and had Kyle come out, and he put on a great show. He had inflatable palm trees. He shot out beach balls into the crowd. He got them all hyped up. He chose to wear one of our jerseys, and him and his crew wanted to come over to the game. And so they were on the sidelines. He did the coin toss, and I think he stayed till right up to that rainstorm was going to cause a delay.
Yeah, I think he was up there on the party deck too with some of the students. So hats off to Kyle and his team, and I moved him up to number 2 on my playlist. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, he was great. He was super pumped to be here, very humble and appreciative of everything that we did. And I know all of our staff and all of our campus partners, we put on a great show on game day. And what a beautiful day it was. The student tailgate lot was rocking. That was in lot 13. So there's a lot of activity on that side of campus. And then you could see them all come over in droves by the time kickoff came around.
Eric Clapton's still number 1, but Kyle's number 2 now. All right, homecoming coming up, and homecoming, it's not only an awesome time for our student athletes, the entire university gets involved with homecoming. In fact, the entire community gets involved with homecoming, and there's a lot of stuff going on. In particular, these new unis that the Broncos are going to be wearing, the all gold, and my family loves it when they saw it. They're envious of the helmet. They love the script Broncos. Who designed this?
Well, our brand new equipment staff guy, who's actually in the audience today, Connor Coker, designed those. I don't know, it was probably back in March, April. We put the design together, and he did all the work to get them done and get them here in time. And kudos to our Bronco Productions for doing the unveiling video that we put out during the game to announce the officially called the Gold Rush for the October 26th game against Kent State.
And for our fans tuned in, you can get this jersey ordering online. They're available, right?
Yes. A few weeks ago, about a month ago, we announced our new partnership. We have a brand new online store powered through Rally House. So fans can go to shop WMU Broncos and get a replica gold jersey along with some other gold gear, or any gear for that matter. They have a lot of new gear for fans to buy. That was one thing we've really been working on over the last year. This has been a pet project of mine, and it's part of our strategic plan, right? To get more merchandise out in the community that fans want so they can wear it proudly, and then when they come to games or travel or any of that thing, and any of those. And so we partnered with Rally House, and we're excited about this. They're going to have replica jerseys. They have brown jerseys as well. So they have 2 jerseys. They have some hockey jerseys, and I believe they have a baseball jersey. And so we're working on potentially basketball coming out here later in the winter, just in time for some holiday shopping.
The slogan for homecoming, at least for the athletic department, is Gold Rush. Fellas are going to be wearing the gold, and so we want fans to wear gold to the stadium too.
We want fans to wear gold to the stadium, and we're giving out 6,000 gold rally towels with the Bronco script on them. So fans, we're going to start seeing a lot of that Bronco script out in the community as well, and on merchandise.
All right, lots going on during homecoming week. What else is out there that we should know about?
What is not happening during homecoming week? Well, also homecoming is Hall of Fame, so we're excited to induct our Hall of Fame class this year. That induction ceremony will take place Friday night, and then we'll officially recognize them during the game on Saturday. Our women's golf team is going to officially get to see their brand new practice facility. The Jeff and Stephanie Bergeron Golf Performance Center will be opening up Friday night. And so we'll do a special opening ceremony and dedication for them for that right prior to the Hall of Fame. And then on Saturday, big news last week was the $5 million gift by David Stafford and family to name Stafford Smith Field. And so we'll officially be dedicating and recognizing David Stafford and his family during the game on Saturday.
Tremendous generosity by Dave and his wife, Rhonda, and that'll be fun. So football is off to a great start in conference play. We're going back to your old stomping grounds, girl. Back to Buffalo.
Yes, we are. But I'll be wearing my brown and gold, trust me.
All
no
right.
more blue in my wardrobe.
No more blue. Anything else we need to know about?
No, just stay on the lookout, keep following us on social media, keep engaging. We got a lot of fun things planned for basketball and hockey season coming up, and so we're super excited about all the, the way our fans respond to some of these things that we're doing. It's a lot of fun for us to plan.
And you can map out your schedule anytime, figure out when the games are and who's playing and what times. You just go to WMUBroncos.com. All the information is there, and you can find out where you need to be to support your Broncos. Elaine Russell. Elaine, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's going to do it for our show today. We'll be back here next Monday and talk about the Broncos football trip to Buffalo and really get in depth into all the activities coming up during homecoming week at Western Michigan. I'm Robin Hook. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.